guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. It's very nice to meet you and I hope you join the fam. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a video that I've been wanting to do for so long, but I've just never got into it. Something else has always came up, so I figured I'd do it today. A big part of my channel is budgeting, making sure you have enough money, finances, and so I decided to do a video about how I budget as a 21-year-old. So the reason I put off this video so long is it's been so incredibly hard to find work, and I do live under my parents' roof at the moment. That will change in about 2 months when I go up and I live with 3 of my very good friends, so I will be around pretty much all my best friends. I am moving on my college campus. Even though I graduated, I'm gonna spend another year there and just kind of like, you know, my work is close to there as well, so it's gonna be great. But I did hold back on it a little bit because just the whole process of working has been so difficult because of this whole pandemic situation. So I was gonna wait until I was employed, but I do have an idea of how much I'll be making and stuff when I do work, so I decided to just like use a basic number and just sort of do it that way, so then I can still talk to you guys about how I plan to budget in the next 2 months. So I'm very excited for that. I want this intro to be too long, so let's just get on with the video. I'm guessing this isn't like an accurate representation, but this is like the average amount of money that a person in my profession would get for each month. So I'm just gonna use that figure because I'm not really sure what I'll exactly be making yet. So I'm just gonna use that to kind of like make it easier on everything. The salary in the profession I'm in, that's like the average sort of, is $3,500 a month. Could it be more? Yes. Could it also be less? Yes. But that is the figure we're going with today, is $3,500 a month. First expense for me is obviously gonna be rent. I will be renting a house with 3 other girls, which makes it very, very cheap, which is nice. Pretty much for the entire house, the rent is at $1,200, but it does have 4 bedrooms, so each girl is only responsible for $300, so that makes it really, really nice and really affordable. So that will be my first expense in my budget that I will have, and it's fixed every month, so that will stay the same consistently. The next thing that I spend money on is groceries. So groceries, typically what I spend for myself is about $100 a month for groceries. Usually when I've lived with people in the past, what we've done is just like somebody sort of bought the things that they want to eat. It'll also be like a certain amount of food that pretty much is up for grabs for everyone that like we'll just like all pitch in and pay for. But typically, even including that, I'll usually only spend about $100 a month on groceries. I'll usually go like every 2 weeks and pick stuff up. So that is something that most of all stays consistent. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little less, but for the most part, it stays consistent throughout the year every single month. For entertainment, I spend $400 a month. So a lot of people may think, okay, that's like a little bit crazy for an amount of money that you spend on like entertainment, but I spend this on like going out to eat. That includes like my Dunkin' coffee in the morning if I want that, going out to the bar, just doing all these like different things. And I think in your 20s, it's definitely like a lot more than what you would be spending in your like 40s or 50s for entertainment. So I do keep that in mind, but I am young. I am gonna go out and do stuff more than the average person, so I think that that's a good amount. I would say on weekends I'll spend like about $100 every weekend just like doing things. It's obviously different now because of the pandemic. I might be spending less, but for the most part during like the weekends and stuff, that is generally what I'm spending on entertainment when we're not in a pandemic or anything. So I'm hoping it goes away so I can go out and do things soon like that. But that's typically the amount of money I spend. And so if you guys saw my last video, a couple videos ago actually, I will have that video carded above as well at some point during this video. But I did talk about wanting to do is putting $100 towards the stock market every single month. So I think this is important to just like really build your wealth and get invested in new things. So that is kind of the goal of what I'm gonna do when I start a full-time job, is I'm gonna put $100 a month towards the stock market, so $50 per paycheck, and just sort of keep investing and investing and investing, really building up my wealth. The next thing that I'll be spending money on is my phone bill. Pretty self-explanatory, stays fixed every month, so that's kind of just gonna stay the same. The next thing is car insurance. Again, pretty straightforward. I'll be spending about $85 a month on car insurance, so that'll also stay consistent as well throughout every single month. And then as far as health insurance and dental insurance, those two things will be coming out of my paycheck. For the company I plan on working for, at least, the thing that they do is they just have you like choose the type you want. There's a few different options. There's obviously the option for if you're single, if you're doing it for your family, if you're doing it for you and your spouse, like there's all these different things. So I would just be like the normal single person, and it just takes a little bit of money out of your paycheck. I've already factored that out, so I'm still at the $3,500 per month. So that's just like kind of included in like my whole estimation here. As far as gas, I think it would be safe to say that I would spend about $100 a month on gas. My gas mileage is pretty good. It is a hybrid car, so it tends to take a long time for my gas to run out, so that's very nice. I will be driving about 45 minutes to work every day and back. So I would pretty much expect that I'll be spending about $100 a month, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe $150, so that's not as much fixed. That's the amount that roughly I'm planning on spending on gas every single month. That's kind of all I'm spending on all my expenses and stuff, so that came out to $1,134 per month, which leaves $2,366 just like hanging out there. So what I do is when I budget, I don't leave any money for leeway, because I just think that brings down my productivity. Everyone's different, but that definitely brings down my productivity. So what I do actually is any money I have left over for that month, I'll just put like directly into a savings account. So if I were to do that, my savings for the year would be at about $28,000, which is really, really nice, but that's just what I do. I've already taken out money for entertainment and other stuff, so like that money is already factored out. So if you're saying, well, like, you don't have any like wiggle room, but you still have to factor in like going out and doing stuff, you don't want to constrict yourself, well, that's why I took out the $400. That is plenty of money for me to live a nice lifestyle and like do what I want to do, but I just like don't believe in leaving money like hanging out there. I'd rather put it away where it's in savings, and I'm not saying, oh well, I'll just spend a little, I'll spend a little, and then it gets to a crazy amount of money that I've spent. So that's just how I do it. That's not how everyone does it, but that's personally just how I feel comfortable saving my money and creating a budget and all that stuff. I think budgeting your money really is important, because you never know when something's gonna come up, whether it be an emergency or a birthday or something like that, and just it's really important to have money where you can sort of save yourself. Like, there are plenty of situations that could come up, so just blowing the rest of your money when you have extra money, when you could be like saving at least a portion of it. I'm not saying you have to save all of it, but if you save at least a portion of it, that's gonna do really well for you. Something that I always hear people say is you could work a minimum wage job and still be saving better than somebody who's making 6 figures in a year. So it's important to keep that in mind and not just like blow all your money on things that you really don't need. This goes along with kind of living a more minimalist lifestyle and stuff, so it's just really important to keep those things in mind when saving your money. Personally, you want to save at a very young age. Professors have always told me that one of their biggest regrets is how long they took before they started saving. I don't want to be those people who regrets when they started saving. I think if you're saving at 21 years old, you're doing a pretty good job. This was actually one of the reasons that I wanted to get out of school early, because I really wanted to start saving for retirement and just like building myself a really good lifestyle and being able to like save and save and save, so like I will be able to be more well off at a younger age. I'm not gonna have to like work my entire life to finally like retire and stuff. I want to get that out of the way and start young so I can prepare myself for a really, really good future. which is important, and I just really want to help you guys out on this channel do that as well. I think it's very important to do. If you guys want to learn more about budgeting, I'd be happy to do that for you. I'm thinking about doing a budgeting plan for a sort of minimum wage job, so if you work minimum wage and you'd like to see that, I really want to do that to show that pretty much everyone can budget if they have a good mindset and have a good plan to do it. So if you guys do want to see that video, let me know because I would love to film it for you. I'm actually very excited about that video. So that should be coming out very soon. This completes my video. I'm sorry I was a little short. I really don't have a lot of expenses now, but in the future I'll be able to kind of do an updated version of my budget as I save up for my down payment and I get a house. I'm sure there'll be way more expenses that go along with that. So I'm sure I will be able to tell you guys even more about budgeting and how to manage a budget. But that pretty much completes the video for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope it helped you with your finances and your budgeting. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe below. It would really help out my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!